Chapter 92. You must have connection. What do you have to do to get a dinner reservation here on such short notice? Samuel smiled but did not answer Elisa's question as they sat in the neutral toned dining room at King George, the four-star restaurant in the luminous Strom Hotel. The austerity of the dining room, while comfort was low-key, putting the focus on food. Tables were reserved weeks in advance. The waiters bent over the tables, carving and pouring, intent only their guests' pleasure. The last touch was put on each dish after it arrived at the table. Elisa ordered the young garlic soup, which arrived as a delicate bowl of purple sheaf blossoms. When the waiter lathered the soup over the blooms, the intoxicating aroma of garlic wafted into the air. Samuel's asparagus arrived looking tender but naked, but as the waiter dressed the spears with creamed morels, the stalks were transformed. I'm sure you've eaten here many times before, Samuel said. Actually, no, I haven't. I've been mean to, but just haven't gotten around to it. Samuel nodded. I know how it is. A fabulous place can be in your own backyard, and you never get around to going there. Something like that. I try not to go out to dinner too often. With a young child at home, I like to get home to her afterward. The moment the words were out of her mouth, Elisa could have bitten off her toe at the thoughtlessness of her remark. Here she was, prattling on about her daughter, when Samuel had just lost his. He was gracious on his response. Of course, your time with your daughter must be precious to you. I apologize for keeping you from her tonight. Please, this is my pleasure, Alice insisted. Jenny's quite happy tonight. She just got a new Disney DVD, and at this moment she is most likely happy much away on popcorn, content that Mr. Garcia will let her stay up a little later tonight. Mr. Garcia is your nanny? Nanny slash housekeeper. She's wonderful. Good. Help is hard to find. I remember when Sarah was little after her mother died. I went through a slew of caretakers. I soon realized that one was stealing from us. Another actually had her boyfriend come over and sleep in my bed while I was away on business. How did you find that out? Did Sarah tell you? Samuel's face reddened. I'm embarrassed to tell you. You are surely think less of me. Elisa waited, and finally Samuel continued. I had a funny feeling about this young woman. Call it instinct or intuition, but I was leaving Sarah with her all day long, and a few times I had gotten home earlier than I was expected and found the boyfriend there. One afternoon, I even thought I smelled marijuana. Elisa groaned. Samuel continued his explanation. So, on a weekend, when this young woman was away, I searched her room. He looked sharply at Elisa to gauge her reaction. He found no judgment on her face. You found drugs? She asked. No, but I found her diary. I read through it. She described the whole thing. How they had slept in my bed, how weird it had felt, the fun they all had in my shower, all while my Sarah was sleeping in the room next door. Samuel sat back in his chair. You must think me truly awful. Elisa stopped to consider. Ordinarily, she would recoil from such an admission, but she could appreciate the force that would drive a parent to resort to desperate measures to ensure a child's safety. I can certainly understand why you did what you did. I may have done the same thing, she admitted candidly. They talked they talked about Samuel's work in contract law well and anticipate the waiter's arrival with their identical interests. Pure white halibut surrounded on one side a bright red confit of tomatoes. On the other side, delicate green ribbons of zucchini. Lifting a sauce boat, the waiter completed the creation with an aromatic sherry-like Chateau Chalon sauce. This is fabulous, Elisa said after taking the first bite. Samuel nodded in agreement. We have wonderful fish in Sarasota and wonderful restaurants too. Have you ever been there? Never, but I've heard great things about the city. I'll be afraid though that I wouldn't want to go to work if I live it near the water. I love the beach. Me too. There's something about the water that is so soothing. I had Sarah's ashes sprinkled in the Gulf of Mexico. Suddenly, Elisa didn't taste the perfect food on her mouth. Her face must have registered her distress as Samuel began to apologize profusely. Please forgive me, Elisa. That just pumped it out. It's hardly dinner conversation. Poor guy. It was all so fresh.